Since I moved away from home, I have felt a disconnect from how I used to feel compared to now. I feel almost out of place. I moved away from home to go to college at UWF, the University of West Florida, and here I am. I've been here for almost 2 months now, and it's been a whirlwind of change. I have uprooted myself, and there's been a lot of feelings at one time. I have started going to a new church. I've had a lot thrown on me at one time. Even though I'm not in a show, you would think that makes it easier. Honestly, it's not been. I love it here, but it has been a lot. And just because something's a lot doesn't mean it's a negative thing. My faith has been pressed and challenged. I have been forced to cling to God more than I have before. And I wanted to sit here and talk to you guys about what I was facing compared to what God tells us. And every problem that you think that is unsolvable, God has a solution, and it is right here in this rule book, and I'm going to share it with you guys. So if you've ever felt out of place or currently feel out of place, keep watching this video. I love God with all my heart. I really do. But a lot of the time, I feel unworthy. I feel like I could be doing more. I feel like I see other people who are putting their faith out there for everybody to see. And I mean, people know that I'm a Christian, but am I really doing the most? Am I really going that extra mile to have a relationship with God, like a true relationship, like He's my Father, to just talk to Him constantly and continually, and just ask Him for things, or ask Him things, not for things, but ask Him things and give Him praise and thanks. And I see all these people doing that, and I wonder sometimes, am I worthy of it? And honestly, at the end of the day, that's a ridiculous question, because the Bible tells us something in 2 Corinthians 12:9. I'll get to that in just a moment. But I have felt unworthy. When I first came here about 2 months ago, like I said, it was I uprooted myself from home, and a lot changed, and I lost seeing my family every single day. I lost friends. They're all in different spots now. I've made new ones, and they're great, but it has been really, really different, and I haven't really known what to do. And I tried to prepare myself before coming here that I was gonna face challenges or face mental blockades about like, what are people going to think about me and all these things. But ultimately, it doesn't matter. It comes down to what does God say about that. So I'm going to pull up my Bible and show y'all in 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9. It says, "But He said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weakness, so that Christ's power may rest on me." We're human. We're going to have weaknesses. We're going to have these struggles, these adversities. The Bible tells us that we cannot add a single hour to our life by being anxious. So what good does it do for me, for you, to be anxious about things? Anxiety is stupid. God tells us that we cannot add an hour to our life by worrying about things. And the Bible tells us that we are weak, but in Him we are made strong. This book right here is your guidebook. Any problem that you think you are facing, all the answers are right here. God has prepared you. There is nothing that man has faced that God has not already seen and given a way out and a solution to. So for me to get here and think, I'm away from home now, I'm away from my family, and I'm surrounding myself in theater. I'm a musical theater major, constantly this, constantly that, doing homework, practicing for songs, anything and everything. And it has just felt like one big distraction. Why do I feel unworthy? And the truth is, I didn't feel unworthy. I felt like I was not spending enough time with God. When I was back home, there were less distractions. Sure, I was in school, but there were less distractions. When I got here, it's like every single day there's something due, there's something for me to do, and I was spending less time with Him. And that was why I felt that sort of disconnect. And I would see other people and the way that they live their lives, especially on social media. That is the absolute worst. Like, I'm not talking about like FOMO or like, self-image. Well, I guess self-image, yeah. Just looking at other people and comparing your life to them, especially on a spiritual level. We're not made to do that. Everybody's on different relationships is on different levels of relationship with God. What am I trying? You know what I'm trying to say, with God. And talking to Jesus every single day has to be implemented into your life. I already did that, but it would be at bedtime. When I was like half asleep, I would be like, yes, God, thank you for this day. And then I'd like kind of doze off or think about something else. And like, I really have to give him my full everything. If back home it was fine and then I get here, I have to realize what the root of the problem is. I'm not spending enough time with him. When I say I feel out of place, you know, I got here and I felt out of place in my walk with God. I felt like I was in a much stronger place before I got here, and since I've been here, like I said, I try to prepare myself for it, but you really can't. You don't know what's going to happen. So you have to cling on to Jesus and understand that you are made worthy through him. I myself am not worthy. I am nothing without Jesus. I'm going to say that again. I am nothing without Jesus. Christians, children of God, are nothing if they don't have the one who came to save them from their anxiety, from their sin, from their depression, from their addictions, all these things. We are nothing if we do not have him. So I had to realize that I had to cling on to him and put him first above everything else. God has a plan for my life, okay? I might not know what it is, but he has the God who created, this is from a movie called I Still Believe, I think. That's what the title is. It's a girl, she's looking up at the stars and she says, God is so infinitely vast. And she said, the God of 1 trillion stars and 1 billion galaxies has a destiny just for me. I mean, when you put that into perspective, you have to realize that all these things that I'm feeling, all this time that I felt almost like out of place, or I felt like I didn't have as much of a home here as I did back in my hometown, you know, those things are happening for a reason. You know, maybe that was supposed to happen so that I would cling on to him more and share the gospel with more people. I didn't really know what that was going to look like, but I'm here for a reason. I'm not just at this university to, you know, study theater, which is, I mean, that's my major, you know, that is the reason I came here. But in the whole grand scheme of life, none of that's going to matter. And I'm here with these new people, new opportunities to tell people about God, and I have a platform. And I wondered, am I in the right career field? Because if I'm devoting all this, when I was in high school, I started as a freshman, I did theater up until I left. And then I started at my community college. I did theater for 2 years, got my associates, and now I'm here doing theater for 2 more years to get my bachelor's. And it's just, I mean, I'm devoting all this time. I'm doing this, but is this really my calling? But once again, we're going to pull up the solution to all of this right in here, and we're going to look at Proverbs 3, verses 5 through 6. I have them bookmarked, that's why I'm able to pull them so quickly. Proverbs 3, verse 5 through 6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. Boom. Right there. Lean not on your own understanding. Instead, lean on God's. I was sitting here thinking, am I in the right career field? Like, what am I doing here? You know, I love theater, but, you know, is that me putting my own desires above it? Is that me, or above God's plan? Is that me putting my own want to, you know, do this above whatever God has in store for me? But I don't know what God has in store for me. If I'm here doing this, I pray all the time, God, if I am not doing the right thing, if I am in the wrong career field, if I am here for no reason, please reveal it to me. You are here and you don't know what God's going to do for your life. Lean not on your own understanding and trust that he has and will make a way. He has made a way for all the other things in your life. Let me give an example. When I first started at my community college, before then, when I was in high school, I wanted to go to do the Disney College program. I was 17 years old at the time, and I had never lived on my own. I don't even know what I was thinking. And I applied to get a theater scholarship at my community college, and when that happened, I found out that it was required for me to be involved in the shows, and that meant that I couldn't do the Disney College program, and I was aggravated. I was like, man, like, that's really what I wanted to do. But I went there, and looking back, I mean, even now, it's hard to believe that I live on my own, but at 17, the thought of, you know, moving to Orlando of all places, I mean, all of these things, when I look back, they happened for a reason. I didn't know what God's plan was. I don't know what God's plan is now, but that doesn't mean that in the future, I won't look back and understand and say, I was there for that reason, you know? I planted a seed with that person. All these people that I didn't know, that I know now, I have an influence on them. I talk to them. I I spend time with them, and the things that I say and the way that I live my life, I hope that they see that and understand you don't have to go out and do all these things to be liked, That's not my top concern. It used to be when I was in high school. I really cared what people thought of me, and ultimately I lost a lot of friends as a result of my personal beliefs, but now it doesn't matter because I'm here with these people, and the ultimate reason, not theater, the ultimate reason is to spread the gospel. Tell people the good news of Jesus Christ and what he is here what he did here and why we are here, to tell more people about that. When you go and tell people about God, a lot of people aren't going to hear it. Now, I'm not talking about specifically just theater. I mean, yeah, but a lot of people aren't going to want to hear it. Everybody, especially people in this generation, are looking for all the right answers in all of the wrong places. We are looking for satisfaction, for things to fill us, things to make us whole. Everybody is born with a God-shaped hole, Jesus-shaped hole in your heart. And until you surrender your life to Jesus and ask him to forgive you and fill that hole, you will always be looking for something else. Money won't do it. Fame won't do it. Popularity won't do it, friendship won't do it, family won't do it, love won't do it, drugs, addictions, all these things. We're looking for all the right answers in all the wrong places. And until you know God, you will not have that hole right there filled. When I was back home, I came to my community college not knowing anybody. I left high school and everybody went different places, sort of like now. Everybody went different places. And the first semester was very hard for me. I tried to connect with people and make friends. I got acquaintances. I got people that I knew of, but none of them were people that I could trust, and it's hard to build that. The way to see God's hand in your life right now, in your present, is to see God's hand in the past and how he got you through in the past. If you can't see how he got you through in the past and how he worked in your life and how he, when you were feeling upset, you laid all your burdens at his feet, all your anxieties, and said, God, I don't know what to do. I just want to give this to you. I'm struggling right now. If you give it to him, he will make a way for you. It might not be immediate. You have to understand that, but he will make a way for you. So even back home, I felt out of place. And eventually, God came through, like he always does. And here, I started off, I sort of felt out of place. But you need to remember, God will come through. He always does. Another new way that I realize I have to trust God's timing over my own is the fact that I've started going to church here. I want to surround myself with people who love Jesus, who are on fire with him. I have never really had that. I've had friends that are Christians, but at most I worked with them. And I want someone who will hold me accountable, who will go to church with me and that I can trust and that we can talk about things and that we're both good influences on each other. That's so hard to find. And as I got here, I began praying for that. And I also have to understand that while that is a huge thing that I really, really want, I have to trust God's timing, I've been going, I went one time, but I was in rehearsal the other time. I couldn't go. But I went to this young adults ministry night a couple Tuesdays ago, and I saw so many people my age that just were on fire for him. And it was such a eye-opener that, this generation is not all gone. I can't just expect immediately that's gonna come, I have to realize that it's God's timing above my own. Even though I do want those things, it might not come immediately. I already have a platform. I was sitting here struggling, okay, well, if I am here I know I'm here for besides theater, but I am here for something other than theater. I'm here to tell people about the good news. How do I do that? And ultimately, I decided on this. I can talk to people, of course, in person. That's the best way to do it. But so many people, especially young people, are thinking that they have to get to a certain point or in their faith. They have to get to a certain level on a relationship with God to feel like they're worthy enough to talk to people about him. I already have a platform. You don't have to wait for that platform. You have Instagram. You might have 50 followers. Who cares? Share God with those people. You can. I have a YouTube channel with over 200 subscribers, and I'm going to put clips of this on Instagram and all sorts of things. I can use my platform to share the gospel with people. So I already have a platform. And while I'm here, I have to realize that God has a purpose for my life and that there's a reason that I'm here. I am not out of place. I am just not of this world. God has chosen me to walk this life with Him by my side. He has saved me, and I cannot lose my salvation. So I want to help others follow the same thing and look for the right answers in the right places instead of the wrong places. He has a purpose for my life, and while I am here at UWF, I am going to try my hardest to spread His gospel wherever I go. I have this platform. I'm talking to you guys right now through YouTube, and I really hope you listened and understand what I'm telling you guys today. If you don't get anything from it, understand this. This right here, this Bible, will get you through any adversity. And listen to when I say this, any adversity that you are facing, any problem that you've ever come against, and any struggle that you think you are dealing with that feels unsolvable, it is not unsolvable. It might feel that way, but you are relying on your own will and your own understanding and your own abilities when you need to be relying on God, the one who came here to save us from the things that we're struggling with. Why would you not turn to Him when He is the one promising you freedom, promising you relief from all these things? All the answers are right here in this book. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is not an Astro Park episode. That's my podcast I do. I did film one, but the audio was really wonky, and I used a microphone, so I just decided not to use a microphone for this. I don't think I could put this on Spotify because there's like a weird audio issue with that as well, but I will put this on YouTube. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this. Please leave a like and spread the gospel. I love you all so much, and I pray that you love Jesus as much as He loves you, which is not humanly possible, but try your hardest. Thank you all so much. Please subscribe if you already have not, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody.